Kayla, Steve, Joey, Jade, Claire and Sierra clean up TBD after using it as a soup kitchen for the holidays. Claire runs an idea by Sierra of sharing an apartment next semester, and she agrees. Later the girls accost Joey when Jade leaves to use the restroom and demand to know what he's going to do about her and the baby. They think she's trapped him, and she overhears this upon returning. She tells them all to go to hell and storms off. Kayla and Steve stop her to explain that the Bradys are a very protective family, but sometimes it doesn't come off that way. Sierra and Claire eventually apologize to Jade. Sierra changes the subject to visiting her mom this morning and that she's worried about her, so she'd like to go to Mass for her. Claire excuses herself when she gets a call from Theo, and tells him Sierra has agreed to share the apartment and the three of them will be roomies. Sierra's eyes widen when she hears this. She later tells Claire she forgot to mention Theo was a part of this, but claims she's cool with it. In prison, Coco and Sheila attack a young inmate, Annabelle, Alisa Alapatch, until Hope comes to her rescue. Sheila is tired of Hope's princess act, and promises her that Chili can't protect her at all times. They turn on Hope, but Chili comes to her defense. Coco and Sheila are angry that Chili turned on them, and plan to make her see their way of thinking. Later, Hope discovers Chili sitting at a table with a knife in her chest. The prison is put on lockdown. Gabi comes to see Chad at the mansion to tell him about Tabby, only to find out she is there and he already knows. Gabi calls it a Christmas miracle and hugs her friend. Gabi talks about how shattered Chad was when she died, which Abby quickly responds with, "Thanks goodness you were there to help him pick up the pieces." Abby tells her friend she saw her kissing Chad, and asks her how long they waited until they started up. Gabi tells her that if Chad had any idea she was alive then this never would have happened. Chad tells Abby if she wants to blame him, blame herself for making them think she was dead. Rafe and JJ work late at the station and discuss working late and their lives. JJ admits to Rafe that Gabi dumped him, and doesn't want to hear anything from him because she has Chad now. JJ drops by the mansion when he gets wind that Chad knows about Abby. He picks up Gabi so they can talk. After they leave, Abby hopes she and Chad can get things back to where they once were, but an angry Chad isn't sure. He tells her that he would have been there for her, he would have helped her. He reminds her of their vows in sickness and in health, and he would have stood by her. Abby asks if he will stand by her now. Chad is afraid to trust her again and fears she will run away when things get tough. He needs time to process this, but wants her to stay here and try and figure things out. Back at TBD, Kayla suggests they all go to church to pray for Hope, but Jade refuses and leaves. Joey chases after her, and in the square asks her for a fresh start. Joey doesn't know how it will work, but his family believes in miracles, so he suggests they go to church and hope something good will happen. Jade tells him that she'd like that. Meanwhile, Rafe drops by the club and they invite him to church with them. Right as they are about to leave, Shane arrives with huge news that may just save Hope. Shane reveals that Stefano may still be alive. In the park, JJ apologizes to Gabi for keeping Abby's secret. Gabi feels he could have trusted her. This opened her eyes and they aren't meant to be together. JJ wonders if she came to this conclusion before or after she kissed Chad. She tells him not to judge her after what he did in Miami. JJ believes things can go back to the way they were now that Abby is back, but Gabi tells him they just aren't in sync anymore. JJ wonders if she thinks she's in sync with Chad. She doesn't know yet, but he knows she doesn't have a future with him.